I will have a much better signal for you for that. All right, so I want to talk about the album. The album is called Alone with My Thoughts, and this is the cover of that CD. So all of the different elements that are on this cover relate to the different songs that are on it. It is contemplative, very contemplative album. It is not an upbeat album at all. And you can pre-order it right now through the Ricky Timms website. You can also get it on iTunes. So either one of those places, you can pre-order now at rickytimms.com, and you can get it on iTunes. But I wanted to share with you a song, a part of a song. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you today. But this is a song that is called Music of the Spheres, and it is related to the quilt, and it's very meditative. So I'm just going to roll in maybe a minute or so of the video here. And this will be kind of what I'll be doing on Sunday. I will do all 13 songs, play all of them from start to finish, and tell you all about it on Sunday. So this is Music of the Spheres. So anyway, everybody, it gets more complex because that particular piece, Music of the Spheres, it starts with one little element and it keeps repeating it, but another one comes in and it just gets thicker and thicker and thicker and more exciting and kind of dancing and swirling. And the whole album, I don't want to say it's all that meditative because it's not all that serene, but it is a contemplative album, and it's what I've been wanting to do for years. And I finally figured out that I had enough music to do it. So yes, and so many of you, I see your names popping into the chat. Saskatoon, Shelly and Bernie, hello you guys. So many of you popping in that I know from the UK. Daniel, thanks for being in my photography group. I mean, so many of you guys. So I'm not going to be able to call you all out one at a time, but I really appreciate you visiting with me today. And so, again, you can get the new CD on iTunes. If you're a digital person, just go there. It's $12.99. And we're offering the CD for exactly the same price. If you're a CD person and you really still need to stick it in a machine, then order the CD from me, and those will ship out around the second week of May. So they will be there and coming out. But if you want it today, go to iTunes and look for it and buy it. And if you're a streaming person, you can do that too. It's out there and everywhere. 11 tracks, and it's an hour and 12 minutes of music. It's a lot of music. So the next thing I wanted to do for you is, I want to talk about Quilt Luminarium. You guys, you are my people. And I am doing virtual Quilt Luminarium in June. All right. It is a 3-day event. You can stream it from your couch, from your bed, from your breakfast room, however you want to do it. Quilt Luminarium was always presented in cities, mostly major cities, around the United States, and I could never take it internationally because I had all of my quilts and I had all of my product and all of just everything. It was like taking a circus to town, so we didn't cross the border. But now I've spent a lot of time making this virtual so that you don't have to have overnight lodging expenses, you don't have to have travel expenses, you don't have to leave home, but it is over 11 hours, I think 11 and a half hours of seminar. The reviews that have come in have been amazing, and I wanted to share with you just a couple of minutes of what this looks like if you're watching it. So this is a snippet from the very first session out of Quilt Luminarium. So give this a look and see what you think, and then you can, I'll put this up on the screen too so that you can see where to go to get it. You're going to go get it at letsquilttogether.com. So I'm going to put this up on the screen, and let's see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, enjoy. I'll be back in about a minute and a half.
Story. So anyway, I then learned somewhere along the way that there's quilt police and rules. I'm not saying Cindy was the quilt police, but I was learning that there's rules. So I kind of went into the box for a while, and I'm happy that I started learning the rules. A 12-inch block should be a 12-inch block, not a 11 to 13 inches. So I learned that quarter inch means quarter inch, right? And I will tell you, and this is where I start getting heady a little bit. I loved it when I could do anything and never make a mistake. At this stage, there's no mistake. It is true. Ignorance is bliss. But it's the more you know, the more you get uptight. And the more you're messing up and the more frustrated you are, and then the more you beat yourself up because it's not happening the way it's supposed to. That's true, right? I hope that this weekend you'll try to get rid of some of those demons and move back into the joy of ignorance is bliss, because it's okay. Anyway, I went into the box for a while, but when I tried to climb out of that box, I was going to start making some improvisational little patchwork, and I started making these little flowers. Now, I want you to look at the flower in the middle. Does that look like I used a ruler or drank a margarita? The middle right here.
Ruler.
That is a ruler, okay? The borders, I'm drinking a margarita. But the inside, you can tell that was done with a ruler. But something in my brain said, if I can do it with a ruler, I can just do it freely. And that has more whimsy and fun. And that quilt should be hanging right here on the front, so you'll be able to see that. This is another one. I started doing these little flowers. I call them chantels. People ask, why do I call them chantel? Because I went to England. How exciting to go teach quilting in England. I had never been to England. And here I am. I'm learning all things like lifts and bobbies and boots and bonnets and lorries and all of that. And the first night I'm there, I go to a quilting group. It's just a small group of beginners. I'm not teaching. I just showed up. But the next morning, one of those ladies called my hostess and said, I got really confused last night because Ricky said that Ann brought Chantel, and I did not meet Chantel, and I thought I met everybody. And she says, no, that's not what Ricky said. Ricky said that Ann brought show and tell. I am from Texas, right? So this just didn't translate into that.
Yeah, that's such a true story. And it's so funny because quilt guilds all over the place now, they no longer have show and tell. They have Chantels because of that fun story. You guys, I'm inviting you to join me for Quilt Luminarium in June. If you will go to the letsquilttogether.com website. This is my teaching website. This is where I present online classes. There are two versions for Quilt Luminarium. One of them is standard version, and you get to watch it for like a week. But if you do the VIP pass, you're going to be able to watch these videos anytime for the rest of your life. So these will be permanent for you. And there's a lot of information. I know the comments that are coming in from Facebook and from YouTube and all of that. But the comments are, this is totally worth it. The VIP pass was totally worth it. This was something that I'm so glad that I have it forever. It is for all quilters. Listen to me. My thing is I like contemporary quilts, but I like all quilts. I'm teaching traditional, contemporary, modern. I'm doing beginner basics as well as advanced techniques. I'm doing piecing techniques and applique techniques and design techniques. And the most important thing that happens within Quilt Luminarium is I do 2 sessions on the Creative Muse, where my goal is to psychologically get into your creative mind and help you understand that you can do things you never thought were possible. Get rid of the demons. Get rid of the doubt. Get rid of the self-doubt in your life. I want to make you a better quilter. I want to spend the time with you. So please join me in June. You can go today. You can go to letsquilttogether.com and you can enter. I would like to answer some questions. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to watch the chat to see if any questions pop up about Quilt Luminarium. But you do get a syllabus. It's a PDF, so it's all digital. It's all online. If you want a hard copy, we have those available as well. But it is a streaming event. And I do some live events where we do live question and answers. But the rest of the sessions, you watch at your own convenience at home during that day. So if you want to get up, have a cup of coffee and watch a session, and then you want to take a break and then watch another session, it's binging. You're binging, but you can binge at your own pace each of those days. Lauren is saying Luminarium was well worth the money and the time. I bought the VA package, and I'm really glad that I did. I have rewatched a section to help me plan an emergency quilt. That's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. Teresa is, Quilt Luminarium is awesome. I've learned so much. VIP is so worth it, and I'll be able to watch again when I can. And Quilt Luminarium was fabulous. Fabulous. Lots of great information to use. All I can say, quilters, this is my new normal. I want to teach. I want to be with you, and I want you to be with me, and let's make some goodness together. I do promise this about Quilt Luminarium. I promise you, if you do not feel that it was not worth your time and energy and effort, I will refund your money, no question how much I feel about it. So I'm inviting you today to go to Quilt Luminarium and be a part of that. I also briefly want to talk about, because this is happening right now, I'm teaching a class called Gritified Art Quilts. It is also located at letsquilttogether.com. And that particular class is going to be repeated. I'm doing the beta class right now. If you're on my newsletter, and my newsletter, the Ricky Timms newsletter, is at rickytimms.com. So if you go to my newsletter, sign up for my newsletter, you will always be notified when my new classes are coming out. But this is a design class. You make it with traditional units. It is not, it is a crazy thing how we can do traditional patchwork and end up with wonderful art quilts. And I have about 140 students in my first class, and they are doing amazing. So I'm just letting you, I'm planting that seed because I will offer that class again pretty soon. But primarily today, I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing an okay job with my heart situation. I sure appreciate the encouragement and love that all of you have shown me through all of that. And I have got the new album. Join me on Sunday for a 2-hour listening party where I will share everything with better internet than I have here on the mountain. And also, please join me for Quilt Luminarium. I looking to see if there's any questions, but otherwise oh yes, I will be at Linda Z's next weekend. So some of you asked, I will be there. I'm on my way on first airplane flight in over a year and a half. Seriously, it's been crazy. So Cindy says she saw the online button. Tess, will I be in England again sometime soon? You know, Tess, I would love to come back to Festival of Quilts. That's the most likely place. Right now, with travel and COVID, I'm staying put and I'm teaching online. But I do have a possible Ireland tour, but it's not going to take me to England on that particular trip. But Norma, thank you. No, it wasn't Norma, it's Tess. Tess, thank you so much for asking that. You guys, look at us. We're doing okay. I hope that you're feeling encouraged. I hope that you're feeling inspired. And if there's anything I can ever do for anybody, would you just reach out? Because I'd love to pat you on the back and give you some love. So you guys, thank you for your time today. My new album's on iTunes. You can order it. Quilt Luminarium, join me. And sometime soon, we'll do the Gratified Art Quilt class again. So the Sunday time is 3 o'clock Mountain Time. 3 o'clock Mountain Time. It is on YouTube. It is on the Quilt Show website. The Quilt Show Facebook page. And it is on the Ricky Timms Facebook page, not my personal page, but my public page. And it says Today on the Mountain up there. So join me on Sunday for a full listening of the album. And I will give commentary on every song and let you know what inspired me, what I was thinking about. I'm going to show you some of the Native American flutes that I played on the album. It'll be a fun time for me. It's been a long time. It's been 11 years since I've done an album, and I can't wait to share this one with you. So God bless you, everybody. I really appreciate you being here, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday. So join me on Sunday. Tell your friends, and see you at Quilt Luminarium. Bye, everybody.